Go. Play it. All right, howdy, folks. Welcome back. I told you I would be back. Major waves and devastation in Jamaica, right here. They're getting pounded now. All right, so let's back on out of here and get to the solar report. So somebody else is doing one as well. So if you need to leave and go watch, you may, and come back to mine if you would like. Doesn't matter. We're all trying to get the information out there, okay? So here we are, today's date, February 9th, 2024. You can see here's our X flare from earlier today. Boom. And the proton event afterwards, and a long duration CME after the big one. Look at this right there. All right, so that might be coming towards us as well. All right. So there's your activity for today, and you can see stuff in there. I really don't need to go frame by frame. Actually, I do want to pause on the big one. And there it is right there. Let's see if I can capture this for you guys. Okay. Do you see this curvature on the backside right here? Do you see the flow asymmetry going around this right here? This is our bigger object, and I can show it to you in another pass where it went by before. There seems to be an accompanying moon or whatever with it as well right here. But I believe what you're looking at is a bigger object back here that makes its way by here every once in a while and causes X flares. Whoops, let me unzoom back out of there. Okay. Trying to stay calm here. I'm very nervous today. I'm usually pretty calm, but let's just continue on with this. And then you can see the proton event and then this event as well coming out down below here. And that's probably coming more in our direction right there. Okay. So we had this event to start off with. And then we had our big X flare. It's coming here. Mind you, we have this spire still here this whole time, okay? That's indicating something else out there. And usually this bigger object has a bunch of moons accompanying it. You can see one right there. You can see one like right here accompanying it. And you can see this one here, one back in there. And then the other ones that are trailing here as well. All right, there we go. Now let's get on over here to the solar ham, because this is where it's going to get important. You can see right here we've had another M flare, long duration M flare right here, right after our X flare. I was reporting on this earlier this morning, earlier today, however you look at it. And we took on a lot of energy from it as well, okay? And while we were having this event, we're still getting hit with a CME as well. And now we also have the proton event, and now this event as well hit us as well. So real quick, I'm going to come over here to the absorption layer map. We're going to play this quick little movie here. Or are we? All right, this is kind of where we left off earlier today. All right, so I'm just going to actually pause this and just scoot it for you. That we had a little glowing right there. See that? This event right here, see where it turns yellow? Whoops, give me this thing again. Right there. That's absorption. This is all absorption, right? Then we kind of go back to normal a little bit. And then here's our M flare. Boom. So we're getting hit with flares, as well as the CME from the 6th, as well as this proton event. We took on 2 absorption events today, the X flare and now this M flare. All right, so we have just been bombarded with energy today. All right, lots of absorption still going on. Totally red, solid red down here. See the red up here as the sun comes along with it. Last time it was just green up here. We didn't see red at the top. Now it's affecting the northern pole as well. All right, that is just way too much absorption, okay, for one day. And what we had earlier, that was the X flare, which I should pull up on my channel here. Give me a second here. Let's just get this pulled up. Please. I'm going to pull up my old live stream from earlier on today, and we're going to cut the sound out of it. That's kind of why I did this, because I wanted to capture the event, the X flare from today before it got scrubbed. And let's just kind of zoom in a little bit here, because it's coming up here pretty soon. Right. All right, there was a little earlier thing before the X flare, and then here comes our X flare right there. So that's our first event. That's the X flare right there that we took on. Then we had the proton storm after it, right? Okay, so I'm going to freeze it right there. And then we kind of pick up from there and go on through. Come on, give me this thing. We have that little pop right there that only went yellow, but then it continues on. And then there's our other M flare right there. So coming back to the solar ham here, you can see our roller coaster ride. Boom, 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 just going crazy. That's why I labeled this "Hold On Tightly" to my hand. All right, here's X flare potential still 25%, protons at 99. We got the X 3.3 that hit us today. We got some red down here, a lot of red on the map right now. And as well down here, we have the 3576 rotating into view, okay, into the strike zone. This is, we're in a situation now. We've taken on a bunch of energy, and we're still absorbing, and we're still having flare events as well. So this is going to be a long duration, ongoing, lots of energy got taken into the planet right here during these 4 events right here, even the little ones in between. Every little bit adds to it. It hits the magnetic field. The magnetic field diverts some of it, but some gets directed to the poles. And you can see the polar event going on is being directed to the poles. So we are going to take on a bunch of energy, and we already saw residual results earlier today with earthquakes and the earthquake swarm going on down in Malibu. We'll get to that here in a little bit, but let me back out of this real quick, finish up this report real quick. All right, solar activity, well, come here. Solar activity sure is heating up. An eruption registering in a 3.4 was just observed. Okay, the large coronal mass ejection CME is also seen emerging on the LASCO. Update. New imagery suggests the CME produced by this event off the southeast limb may actually be larger in scope than the 3.3 CME observed on Friday, the X 3.3. If only us aurora enthusiasts could catch a break with an Earth-directed eruption. What are they? Are they stupid? If we could only catch a break with an Earth-directed eruption. No. No, 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 no. Do not. I wish I could get these people's attention. It's important that we do not have any Earth-directed eruptions, okay? I don't give a what you like about auroras. Go take a picture or paint a picture of one. We don't need energy coming directly at the Earth. Just, I've had one of these days today. It's been a spiritual attack all day long, while in excruciating pain. The Schumann is. Wait till we get there. Huh. Anyways, boom, boom, boom. There's their little movie. We kind of already saw that. A snowstorm, they call it. A snowstorm is underway in the latest coronagraph imagery of Velasco. This is caused by energetic particles bombarding the detectors on board the spacecraft. The moderate S2 radiation storm continues and could persist into Saturday. Okay, so it could persist into Saturday. So the increased particle level is also causing a disturbance known as a polar cap absorption event, the PCA. Okay, the main effect would be the degradation of HF signals, but I don't care about your degradation of HF signals. We're worried about absorption here. Solar activity since the X3.3 flare on Friday has been moderate, with a few low-level M flares detected around AR 3576. The second strongest solar flare in the current solar cycle, the X3.3, was observed. A large coronal mass ejection should be expected. However, because 3575 is now located behind the southwest limb, it will be directed away from Earth. Now, there was this imagery. I wish get this little movie here. Yeah. I think it'll be on this one. Let's see if this will pull it up for us. There was a shock wave that went across the sun with this explosion, and that wave came all the way kind of over towards our vicinity, which really everything's running weird because of this bombardment too, by the way. So I will just leave that data alone. I'm sure you've seen it already over at Wages World was showing the shockwave coming across this way. So I think we might actually get a glancing blow. And this tracker data that we're about to open up here is going to be a little different, I believe. Before we get there, we took a little hit right here. See this on the magnetometer here? The KP index went up to 3 for a minute. Now it's back down. That'll jump up here pretty soon when we get CMEs hitting us again. Your aurora is really faint right now, thankfully. Let's open up the tracker now. All right, now we showed you this one earlier today. I kind of, please just play it. Apparently all these causing trouble with our internet as well. This main direction can go out this way possibly, but I think it's going to be a little wider. It's going to come out a little wider, and we're going to get it clipped by it, I think. You can see just this tiniest little outskirt right here reach back down to Earth right there. We'll see as we get there. Thankfully, most of the energy is going away. I think because we still saw it. It's still having a radiation storm effect. The shock wave went across the sun. That it kind of still points in our direction a little bit. And I have the feeling we're going to see a little bit closer of a glancing blow than this. Not a full-on direct hit, but a closer glancing blow than what this is showing. We'll see when we get there. But for right now, they're showing it going away. Thankfully, I don't want a glancing blow, all right? I do not want that. But by the way I saw that shockwave and the light still make it here, that tells me that part of that energy is going to come this way. Are we really kind of waiting on that? Please pull it up. All right, now we have this one as well that's due here on the 13th. Let me go ahead and play this for you. Let it load up while I take a sip here. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight, spending some time with me. I know there's somebody else who's live right now. You could be over there and you're here instead, so I appreciate that. It tells me a lot. Anyways, right now you can see this coming, gonna kind of give us a glancing blow right there to the south, but we have this little wave that's coming due the 13th. Okay, this is a different CME than the big one. Remember, I pointed out some other lower ones that were coming our direction. This is north-south, so it's going to go mostly south of us, but we are going to catch the northern tip of it, a glancing blow north-south instead of east-west this time, all right? Important to remember this and note that we're going to have more energy on the 13th. We've been bombarded with energy. It's been affecting the weather, too. Our weather went off today again. And the weather patterns are changing, weird, getting all weird on us. All right, so we covered all that. Now let's come on over to spaceweather.com, do their articles real quick. There was something in there that was important I wanted to point out. Oh, here, let's zoom in a tad bit on this. Please, Lord. My eyes are getting... Really? There we go. Okay. Starting right here, 25% chance of X flares today. Yesterday, the sun unleashed a powerful X 3.4, now 3.4 class solar flare. Notice the increase, not a decrease like other agencies do. NOAA forecasters say that the 25% chance could happen again today. The most likely source is the big sunspot AR 3576, the big one, center disk now, okay, which has an unstable delta class magnetic field and is directly facing Earth. Solar radiation storm in progress for the second day in a row. Energetic protons from the sun are raining down on Earth. This is called a solar radiation storm and is currently a category S2. That's the same category as the last time we had one of these. It was an S2 event. One of these textbook cases here, we're gonna see it all unfold again here. A data plot from the NOAA 18 satellite proton surge. You can see this graph. You can see the proton surge still going strong way up there. It didn't like go up and come down. It went up and it's staying up all three levels. The colored lines count the number of energetic protons streaming past. It goes 18. Green and blue areas special interest. All right, you can read all about that. What I want to point out is this down below here. We can actually see some of these protons. Take a look at the SOHO coronagraph movie as the sun hours after the flare. All right, and you can see your proton event going on. You can see this object right here. We were down right there. The snow in this movie is caused by the radiation storm. Each speckle is a solar proton striking the spacecraft's digital camera. This is a good example of how radiation storms can temporarily interfere with orbital imaging systems. Another effect of the radiation storm is an ongoing blackout of shortwave radio transmissions. This is called a polar cap absorption event, the PAC. The Earth's magnetic field is guiding many of the incoming protons towards the poles. What have I been telling you this whole time? Earth's magnetic field is guiding many of the incoming protons towards the poles. The poles divert it down to the core, where the ionized upper atmosphere of this in turn wipes out radio signals. Yeah, it also wipes out our magnetic field when the Schumann locks up. All right, so there's that. Now let's get on over to the Schumann, shall we? The Schumann, shall we? Okay, it's one of these nights. I guess all this interference is really interfering with my internet. Well, looky there. Let's even do the scooching in. Important tonight. We'll deal with wavy lines if we have to, but all right, there. Big time screeching event. Okay, when we came out of it suddenly. Bing! It stops because we start. The grinding is over. The pressure is released for a minute, but then as we start to go forward, it starts to grind again. All right, so hopefully when we come out of this one, we'll come out of it with a healthy 7.83. There might be a dip in it, but hopefully it'll pop right back up and continue going. But this is an indicator of pressure down below. This is the core and the shell grinding at the barrier, producing these high energy, low frequency waves that travel up through the magma. They hit the crust, slow down to slower frequency waves, and then they emit from the surface of the planet. These waves emit out into space, but they get hit by the ionosphere and they bounce back down as an echo. And that's what this instrument does, is records echoes coming back down from the ionosphere of the Schumann resonance, the 7.83, which the internal dynamo of the earth that produces our magnetic field, that magnetic field hums at 7.83 hertz, thus the heartbeat of the earth. That's how this works. Anyways, you can see we had our big time scraping event, grinding event, whatever we want to call it. Came out of it. There was a weak field right there, but pop right back into scraping again because we're taking on more energy. We're gonna see more of these big white screeching events here because we got a lot more energy coming in. It's being absorbed right now, and you're seeing side effects of it already. Okay, so now there's your Schumann. This is going to be interesting to see what happens when we start really getting a little deeper into this event. It's already underway and started, but as we get deeper into it, we're going to see more impacts. So here we are over at Null School taking a look at our polar vortex. I got it set up on this image right here. You can see our sub-vortex has gotten flattened and smashed out. It's more elongated now. Okay, so our polar vortex or sub-vortex is still strong. You can see the red here, but then you see this field is getting strong and this is getting strong. Everything on this side of the planet is raging right now. Then, as we kind of pull it around, we still have our compact, tightly packed, well-organized polar vortex here. And you can see the sub-vortex all flattened out. It's starting to make its own conveyor belt type effect. See how long and flattened it's gotten? And it's hooking back up and feeding the main vortex. Okay, we also have this feeding it as well. But then look down here at the southern hemisphere, how things are picking up down here. The intensity is picking up. This big red spot right here, this is the side of the planet that's just right here. And all these bands are moving a tad bit faster than they usually are. When we're over here, there's no speed control on this instrument, all right? That's a little bit better. All right. So there's our polar vortex, sub-vortex setup report for right now. I want to bring it over here to America and see if okay. I'm going to take you down through the layers here so you can see there we go, the cohesion of this. So we go down from the polar vortex just down a layer in atmosphere, okay, and there's the mid layer that's in between that and your upper jet stream. So here's your upper jet. Let me Take this out of the way. Now you see what it's doing here at the west coast? It has totally hit this ridge right here, splitting and shunting all the way up here to British Columbia, but the main part of the energy is going south and hitting Mexico, all right? Those waves I showed you at the beginning were this region, and Jamaica getting hit with high surf and heavy waves and stuff. This is also the setup for dangerous weather here in the Midwest, or in this whole region, okay? The South here is going to be under the gun for a while here, as well as the West Coast, all right? Now, let me just pop down to this one. Here, you can see we have these storm after storm after storm lined up, ready to come into the West Coast, all right? Things have changed and shifted a little bit, and now we're getting the storm door open. Storm door opening here for the West Coast. I want to go to the SO4 now, or SO2, sorry. Take that wind off and take a look at our pressure here. Still country divided, right down the middle. Still pressure coming out on this side. Lots of SO2. It's there we go. I was gonna say it's a little brighter than what you're seeing on the camera there. That looks better. Yeah. Okay, let's take a little peek here in the San Francisco area. They're still having their plume right there. There's still activity going on up here in the Cascades as well. All right, so then real quick, I want to come over here to Oahu, still spewing some. Hawaii still got a little cloud coming out of there. But our true test of pressure is over here at China. Seems kind of lighter right now, but this will darken up, I bet. It has lightened up a little bit. I will admit that. It's not as dark as I was anticipating, so that's a good sign. But I have a feeling this will probably change here soon, and this will darken up. Even here at Java has kind of lightened up. Well, maybe the same as last night. But this will darken up as well. Probably we'll have more emissions coming out of this area as well. Oh, yeah. And we had a quake right here at our fulcrum point today. And it's looking about the same. All right, so our pressure's kind of about the same as earlier today. I don't really see much of it. Actually kind of decreased in this region from earlier today, it looks like. All right, let's move on. Let's get on over here to the earthquakes, because that's what's been going on here just recently. And boy, where to start? Well, let's start at the starting. Oh, what I want to do here also is I'm going to change this up to, I think it is all magnitudes. Let's just make sure. Yes, all magnitudes this time. Okay, good. Coming in for a landing. Right here, we had 3 deep quakes today. The other one's already off the map. But let's just touch base with these. 4.5 down at 598. Your 5.3 down at 541. And there was another one right over here that was a deep quake as well, a 4.5. So we had the 2 4.5s and this 5 right here as deep quakes, indicator of, pressure down below starting to rise. It set off this quake here today. The 6.1 here at the Kermadec Islands, depth of 10 right there. 6.1, not a 5.1. All right, so we have 6 energy at the surface now. We've gone up a magnitude. Here's a 4.7 at a depth of 10. And then when I started to go live, these quakes right here were in the red. It just happened And right here, where we were talking earlier today about a potential spot for quakes, this weak area, and now we've had a 5.4 down at 12, as well as a 5.8. Almost a 6. I'd say a 6 maybe. So mid-range 5 and a 6 right here at our weak spot. Over here, ta-da, new little spot, 4.7 down at 56. This area was naked earlier today, and I was telling you, watch out for activity in here. It came in a little lower than expected. That's good. I would love to be wrong there. All right, still nothing really going on here. I would watch this region too, this weak spot area where we had the quake swarm in Japan. This being an indicator right now already that there's energy in the area of 4.1 down at 386, as well as right here off of Japan, 4.7 down at 166. All right, so the rest of Asia, very quiet. We had this one up here at Italy, a 4.3. They need more energy out of that than that. Oh, sorry, I was just taking a peek to read something in the chat. All right, moving on. We have our volcano going off here at Iceland, so there's not much quake activity around this area. Okay, now to get into the important thing, this quake swarm that we had today down here in Malibu, and it's when we put all magnitudes on, it's a little bit more than what it appears than it appeared before. Starting off with the big quake was this 4.6 right here that set off the tsunami alert that when I tapped it said 4.7. Okay, so 4.6 to 7, the big quake, and then this little residual quake swarm all around it. 2.1s. The other was a 3.1 right here not too long ago. So this region is our new little weak spot. And there was a quake right here. While this was swarming out, this one popped off down here as well. It's not very big. It's a 1.7. Carson. That's funny. Offshore here as well. Okay, these are small quakes, but these are indicators of where our energy is, these small little quakes. Okay, see this little region? We got a red one right now, right here. It's a 0.4, but there's been activity in this region today. Another spot to watch. As well as up here today at the geysers was another quake swarm here at the geysers. All right, hopefully you guys can see that. They're not big ones, but 1.1s. I think the biggest is this one right here, if we can grab it. Oh, that's just the computer being slow. Anyways, 2s, 1s, right around this region, little small quake swarm going off in that area. That's the pressure that's building down below, causing little small quake swarms to pop off now. Come on. Well, while we're waiting here for this to unfreeze, there it goes. Little quake swarm areas like this are areas to watch, indicators that we got energy on the move. Couple little small ones here at our fulcrum point. They're just little 2s. Another one here at the fulcrum point. I was talking about earlier, watching out for energy along this at these fulcrum points along this area. And sure enough, we've had a few little small ones in the region. Okay. It's an indicator. All right. Also, another weak zone was this spot down here. And we had 4.7. It's going to be one of them slow reports. 4.5, 4.7, and a 4.4. So a couple of mid-range 4s and 4.7s right here. This is energy being released at this fulcrum point on this fault line. And look, it's creeping up here. That just happened. It's a 2.0, but it's not much, but it's activity that's still going on in the region down here. Over here in Oklahoma, 1.8. Okay. Just small ones up there. I think that was about it. Yeah. Okay, that's it for that. Let's get on. Oh, well, no. Come back here, you. Stay right there. I want to check out Hawaii because Hawaii's had a swarm too. We almost forgot the hub of the wheel. All right, now you can see here at Hawaii, it's swarming out too. But now instead of up here on this ridge, it's all gathering down at this point. And this is where there's no like lava dam dike type buildup. This is off to the edge of the lava field. This is a potential new weak spot. And they had a 5.7, which I heard in Hawaii was a 6.1. So they had a 6.1, a magnitude 6 in Hawaii. All right, that's a pretty solid quake for this region. They haven't had a big time quake like that. 6, remember I was telling you a jump in magnitude? They said 6.1, this says 5.7. I think it's pretty safe to say right around 6, all right? That's a significant quake. And then you see all these residual quake swarms that started after it. Okay, another weak spot to look out for right here, and also out in the water. This little swarm right here, out in the water, something's magma's moving around under these seamounts down here, and even over here at this volcano. Look at this. We got a little quake 2.2 at this one, and then at the flank of this one, we have a 2.0. So this waking up, there's magma on the move underneath Hawaii. You can tell. Okay. And watch, now that we're taking in all this energy, watch for a possible eruption now. Maybe a new little site will break out right here to the south here at this region now. And we might have a new little volcano there, new vent open up. Okay, now let's get over to the volcano report. All right, so here we are, Recahenus. Just everybody watch out for Recahenus. It's probably going to have an eruption here soon, another curtain go up. I will update it later, because if I did now, we wouldn't finish the show. All right, here we go. The 10th, Fuego, Popo, Ibu, Dacono, and Recahenus. All right, no signs of lava and fountaining have been observed in the crater over the past 24 hours, but that'll change. Ibu had a blast to 12,000 feet. Ducono, 10,000 feet. Popocatépetl, 22,000 feet. Fuego, 16,000 feet. Not one of them under 10,000 feet. And some of these first timers over 20. This is a Ducono. I don't think I've seen up to 10,000. And Ibu, I've never seen that high. Unless my memory's not perfect either, so. All right, let's get into the 9th now and open this one up. Please, Lord, let it open up. All right. Nope. Come on, we're waiting. Spinny. Open it up, please, without some vulgar ad. If we're going to take that long. All right. Well, thanks to our solar activity, the site's taking a little bit longer than usual, and we are still spinny, but it looks like it's going to be coming up here anyways. So Recahenus, watch out for activity to continue. A new lava fountain coming out of there. Oh, Come on now. There we go. All right. Luatobi, 7,000 feet. Okay. Come on. Luatolo, 7,000 feet. And Semaru, 14,000 feet on the island of Java. That's kind of the reason why we don't see that much pressure under Java there, because Semaru just released to 14,000 feet. We got Marapi, that new one, from a few months ago. That was the new Marapi, not Merapi. 12,000 feet at that one. Tucono, 10,000 feet again. Popocatépetl, 22,000 feet again. Fuego, 15,000 feet today. Nevada del Ruiz, we were talking about this one, 26,000 feet. All right. All your current going off. Watch out for that one, possibly. Cotopaxi, possibly. Etna. Etna should be over there. Well, maybe not. We'll see. These ones up here in the Aleutian Islands could possibly wake up too. Korangatang, Kilauea. All right, we might see that go on the active list here. Manam is one that jumps back and forth, as well as Mayone. Remember, I was telling you Nevada del Ruiz should be over here. Well, we just saw that blast to 22,000 feet. Put it on over there. Nishino Ashima, that one around Japan is one to watch. The volcanoes around Japan, any of them, not necessarily that one, but any of them, because we're seeing rare ones that aren't on the list pop up, new ones that are surprising us, new little things. So the ones that aren't on this list could possibly hop on there. Recon de Vieja, that one could pop up over there possibly too, as well as Ubinus. And I always try not to forget this one. It is a sleeper, but it has produced the biggest blast of the year, and it wouldn't. Don't let this one, just because it's a sleeper, catch you off guard and surprise you. All right. So enough of the earthquake report. That page is just so bad at jamming up, and I can't even get to the other page now. Please, Lord, can we just have our weather report? Oh, please, Lord, I see you're trying. Geez. Oh, boy. All right, well, thank you for your patience as we wait for this. I have all these things loaded up pre-show, so I could just click right through them, and we don't have to do this. But apparently, we're having issues up at the satellite level. Your cell towers, your rebounders and stuff are probably struggling right now. My computer's struggling right now, and everybody is just, come on. Here it comes. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on, something. Unbelievable. All right, well, don't blame me if you go over to wages while we wait on this. This is very, very aggravating. Trying to deliver the most important news in the world. MSNBC doesn't have issues, but they can sit there and spew lies all day without having any complications here. All I'm trying to do is get on Tropical Tidbits. All I wanted to do was open up a page. Lord, please, can we have anything? I will take, spin a blue circle, do something. Indicate that you're doing something. A few minutes ago, cars were destroyed in Montego Bay. Oh, here's our problem. It's McAfee. He's got to get his ad in there, even though he's dead. Get this out of my computer. they extort you. Yeah, come get our protection or else we'll jam up your computer. Buy our protection, accept the risk. How about I would like to X out of your ad? Yeah, this is wonderful. I'm going to shut it down, and then we'll just try coming back to it later with the spiritual report and stuff, because Mr. Deadman McAfee here's got to jam up the computer with a pop-up ad for his product. Even though they ran him out of the country and disowned him, they still have the gall to use his name. Do you see the hideousness of this fallen world? Oh, there's bugs. Yeah, I got bugs because of you, McAfee. Please, can we have a weather page? Nope. All right. Well, maybe we could switch to another page or something. X out of this page. Wow, finally it did something. And to jam up on another site. Google Chrome is not responding. Well, Google, maybe if you spent a little bit better time on your product, you would be able to respond. Oh, hey, we might get a new tab. I might not shut it down after all. Come on. Come on. All right, well, maybe I'll just skip this part and we'll just do the reading and close it all up, because this is ridiculous and it's getting me frustrated, and I have had one long 100 hours of one constant long frustration. It's just unbelievable. I have a shattered hip. I walk with a cane and people will walk right in front of me and stop with their head in the clouds. I don't know where they are. I look at, where are you? Where is your head at right now? All right, there's your loop. Finally, we got to the loop. I'm thankful we got to the loop, Lord. Could we possibly get to see it play? I mean, we've waited for so long for this page. Could we possibly get it to just maybe play? I think maybe next time I won't try to do a show during a geomagnetic storm event, because apparently these sites can't handle it. And my computer can't handle it. And my patience for eons is wearing thin. Really wearing thin. Ads can pop up automatically and play, no problem. But when you need something important like a scientific instrument or something like, something that'll help us, oh no, it's gonna be a long, arduous process. There you go. Or not. You see this stuff right here? This is why I'm trying to get to this map and try to get this data to you, because people are going to die. This is important information. These storms are not a joke. They're going to intensify. There's going to be bombogenesis, and I'm trying to point this stuff out for you guys. If we could just get some cooperation. You see this low going up the East Coast? This thing is going to intensify. This blank area is going to fill in. There will be storms that come out of nowhere. You see this hitting the coast? That's going to ruin California, as if they're not already in deep shit enough. And then another one, and then another one, and another one. Can you feel my frustration? I'm sorry, you guys. I have to vent here on my channel. It's terrible. Lord, please, I'm doing it again. Can you please help me? Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Courage to change the things I can. when we come around to the beginning of this loop, I want to go through this frame by frame. This is very crucial for people's lives. This is not a joke anymore. This is not your 10 o'clock weather report on the nightly news. People take note of this. Prepare. This is not a joke. You see all the energy that's coming in? That was current conditions. This is the morning of the 10th. We are going to have a magnetic event happen tomorrow on the 10th that will probably take this and do something with it. It'll change. There by the noontime, we have this long storm front growing here, severe weather back down here in Texas here by the noontime. And then by convection, we have this area blossoming right through here. This will probably be a much more organized, longer QLCS, a quasi-linear storm front with embedded tornadoes going in with it, all right? I have a feeling it's going to look a lot more dangerous than this image right here. Then, as we continue into the nighttime, there'll probably be nocturnal thunderstorms. This shows nothing, but we'll see. I pray I'm wrong. There's the morning of the 11th. As we get into the noontime, you see this low back here starting to wrap up, and then it shoves out in front of it these pop-up thunderstorms. These are dangerous ones here in Alabama and Georgia here by the end of convection on the 11th. As we go into the nighttime, it turns red. It gets even more severe through South Carolina and Georgia, the nighttime of the 11th. Mark it on your calendar. Pull out your calendar while we're doing these reports. There's the morning of the 12th. There's the noontime of the 12th, and then the end of convection. Here again, we're going to see, this is a 995 low. This thing could possibly bomb out, bombogenesis, and get lower. There's 993, all right? And it's well organized, got snow on this backside, lots of heavy rain, high winds, hail, possible tornadoes. Then as it moves off the coast there by the morning of the 13th, you're still going to have snow up here. Severe weather mixed in with snow right here on the coastline. And then it finally moves out by the end of convection, the 13th. Then as we go on to this little storm coming in here, we have this popping up around the noontime of the 15th. We'll have this moisture draw up and go over this ridge here. There's the morning hours with severe weather here in Texas, the morning hours of the 16th, the noontime severe weather, the end of convection right around the Fort Worth, Dallas area, offshore still coming in. Boom, by the nighttime, water spouts making landfall there. Now over here in California as well, we got severe weather hitting the Northern California coast right here. High surf, tidal surges. This low is 995 right here. It'll probably bombogenesis bomb out as well. Because as it comes in, you see this right here, the morning hours of the 17th here, severe weather going inland as well. Let me zoom in on that frame real quick. Oh, really? What's running in the background here? How come I can't even use my zoom? All right. I want you to pay attention to this, both these regions right here. This low coming in is 3, what does it say here? 991, I think. Anyways, this low wrapping up is bringing in severe weather to Louisiana, Mississippi. You see this onshore flow is going to hit Mississippi or Alabama and Georgia. Meanwhile, heavy snow in the Sierras, heavy rain, Northern California, high winds. There's going to be more landslides. There's going to be a lot of this bombogenesis is going to dump another atmospheric river right there. And now let me zoom out. and continue into our next frame. Now, this is the noon time. Severe weather right here coming onshore into the panhandle. We already have this front here in Mississippi, Alabama. Now, oh, dang it. Why did I do that? Over here, we have the nice, perfect shape. It's not nice and it's not perfect, but the shape of it is well organized. Lord, please, you've been doing this to me all day long. Can I just get one little break today? Here, X out of the whole site. Pull it back up again. Pull it back up again. I hope you guys are not getting tortured like I am. I'm so glad that this is happening to me and not to you, because this has just been nothing but brutal torture, spiritual, physical, excruciating pain, testing every last little inch of my patience. Oh, just reload the whole thing. I'm done weather reporting. Just look at it. Severe storm right here. This is not a joke. It circles back out to gain energy and then comes back in for more. And that'll change. There's going to be round after round after round here. And then we also have a ridge that's building here that's going to start funneling stuff into this region. Do I dare try to continue? There, right there. Now we're at the noontime of the 17th. Severe onshore flow. This is going to be nasty for Northern California here. Give me this. That's the end of convection now. We have severe weather here. Georgia, Alabama, most of Georgia, the whole state basically right there. The whole coastline here, all right, as well as this snow up in here, but we got snow here in the Sierras as well. That goes into the nighttime down here into Los Angeles, who's already way flooded. There's the morning of the 18th, noon, convection, the nighttime. You see this low sneaking in here. We got an icing event starting to grow. There's the morning of the 19th, another storm coming onshore here. Severe weather again onshore right there as this thing starts to creep across the country. It's got icing in it. This is the end of convection, the 19th here. You got this storm set up in the middle, and then you got this other one. These are those three storms you see lined up on the satellite out there. And then marching across the country, this low drops to 1,006 there, 1,005. Here's the morning of the 20th with severe weather still here in California. By noon, right there, still severe. The end of convection, it whips kind of back offshore a little bit, but still severe chances. That's the nighttime of the 20th, morning of the 21st, noontime, the convection, nighttime, morning, whatever, it just skips and jumps. This thing winding up out here. Watch out offshore, too. Barrier islands and stuff that are out here could possibly get a nasty taste of that. All right, so morning of the 22nd, noon, convection, morning of the 23rd, or night of the 22nd, morning of the 23rd, noon, convection. This line coming back down through here by the convection of the 23rd. Another storm coming onshore here. The morning of the 24th, going into the noon. Severe weather out here coming onto the coast, Bay Area right there by the end of convection. Severe weather here in Georgia by the nighttime. Actually, go back one here, convection that pops up, goes nocturnal in Georgia the 23rd, 24th. Morning of the 25th, noon, convection, more severe weather here in the 25th. Another round for California on the 25th. All right. I need a cigarette after that one. All right. We made it. Thank you for your patience, folks. I'm sorry with my low grade quality program, but it's the information that's more quality than the actual imaging. Can we get out of this one? Can we close out some of these, Lord? Close it out. All right, then don't. I will just come over here and we'll leave it alone. Yeah. All right. So, anyways, I'm trying to pull up some images here for you to read too. And maybe we can just something to work here. Oh, that hiding in the background. All right, well, I guess we'll just read to no image then. It's too bad because I really wanted to show you some more stuff here. And apparently this is still continuing, so I'm not. Why was this in the background? And why? Okay. Anyways, let's just find a different image here, something else to look at, or something I can pop up in front of it here. What do we have around here that we can pop up in there? Seriously, I can't believe this thing just. Come on. Oh, we're getting results here. Maybe I can get my channel pulled up here and we could pull up an image. Wow. Yeah, some real issues going on with these sites, computers. We're having some issues tonight. That's for sure, because it never takes this long to just click on one thing, to go from one page to the other. I sure hope there's some agencies that are spying on my show and hacking my show or doing something. I sure hope they are. There we go. See, I had a feeling. It's too bad. It's your loss. There's vital information to save your soul. And you don't want to know, huh? You're going to shut me down, huh? Amazing. Come on. All right, well, there's your image. We're just going to look at some chick running on the beach, all right? And pretend Jesus is up here in the clouds, all right? All right. So, I really wanted an image. Oh, well. Here we go. We'll do this. There we go. Watching over the town there. All right. As you sit quietly in my presence, remember that I am God of abundance. I will never run out of resources. My capacity to bless you is unlimited. You live in a world of supply and demand where necessary things are often scarce. Even if you personally have enough, you see poverty in the world around you. It is impossible for you to comprehend the lavishness of my provisions, the fullness of my glorious riches. Through spending time in my presence, you gain glimpses of my overflowing vastness. These glimpses are tiny foretastes of what you will experience externally in heaven, or eternally in heaven. Even now, you have access to as much of me as you have faith to receive. Again, I'm going to repeat. Even now, you have access to as much of me as you have faith to receive. So rejoice in my abundance, living by faith and not by sight. Come to me with your plans held in abeyance. Worship me in spirit and in truth, allowing my glory to permeate your entire being. Trust me enough to let me guide you through this day, accomplishing my purposes in my timing. Subordinate your myriad plans to my master plan. I am sovereign over every aspect of your life. So the challenge continues before you is to trust me and to search for my way through each day. Do not blindly follow your habitual route. You will miss what I have prepared for you on the other path. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Rejoice that your name is written in heaven, in the book of life. Because you are mine, you have joy that is independent of your circumstances. You have received eternal life that will never be taken away from you. Those who are justified through faith in me as their Savior, risen Savior, are also glorified. There is a very real sense in which you are already seated with me in the heavenly realms. So this is why I wanted these images. I wanted these images in the background to read to. Seriously, come on. Where to Google? Where are you at? Where is your head at? Yep, denied. All right. Rejoice. Oh, we left off right here. So there is a very real sense in which you are already seated with me in the heavenly realms. Joy is the birthright of all who belong to me. It can coexist with the most difficult, heart-rending circumstances. So come to me every morning with your hands. Whoa, I missed a whole line here. So come to me each morning with open hands and an open heart, saying, Jesus, I receive your joy, and then wait with me a while in the light of my presence shines upon you, soaking into the depths of your inner being. Thus I strengthen you, preparing you for the day that stretches out before you. As your journey through this day, return to me for fresh joy as often as you need. I am a God of unlimited abundance, so I always have more than enough for you. Come on, Google. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for testing my patience all day long. I can tell it's true because I have been tested through and through and through for 100 hours in a row. No, I would never restore with you guys. Cancel all that. All I want is one YouTube page. Do you think you can manage? Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I would be even more thankful if we could just ever make it to this. Whew. 4 hours later. Yes, Google, 4 hours later. You guys are awesome. Awesome. You do an awesome job down there, you guys. All right. Now, I really had something good for you guys. So I left off back here. As you journey through each day, return to me for fresh joy as often as you need. I am God of unlimited abundance, so I always have more than enough for you. And I delight in brightening your perspective. That's why I ventured into your world, knowing full well the terrible price I would pay. I came to open eyes that are blind, to free captives from prison, and to release from the dungeons those who sit in darkness. When you find yourself imprisoned by ingratitude, ask me to open your eyes and release you from that dark place. You live in an age of entitlement, so you need to counteract the messages proclaiming that you deserve more. Okay, let me repeat that, because this is the biggest problem we got in our society. You live in an age of entitlement, so you need to counteract the messages proclaiming that you deserve more. One way is to jot down some things you are thankful for each day. This changes your focus from things you wish you had to blessings that you already have. Saturating your mind with scripture can help you see from my infinitely wise perspective. My word is sharper than any double-edged sword. I use it to perform spiritual surgery on the thoughts and attitudes of your heart. As scriptures lights up your point of view, I set you free from the dungeon of ingratitude, releasing you to enjoy the pleasures of a thankful heart. Believing in me has many beneficial effects, including joy that is inexpressible and filled with glory. If something is inexpressible, it is too great and wondrous to be described, but it can be experienced. So come into my presence expectantly, open wide your heart to me, and the joy you can have in me is triumphant and filled with heaven's glory. I triumphed over sin and death once for all time. This opens up the way to heaven for all who believe in me. No matter how many difficulties you face, the outcome of your faith, the salvation of your soul, is secure. This is true for all who really trust me as Savior God. As you rejoice in your glorious heavenly future, let your light shine before other people. My Spirit, the Spirit of truth, will help you speak truth into others' lives. Align yourself with me, for I came into the world to testify to the truth. I came into the world to testify of the truth. You guys understand that? You get it? Align yourself with me, for I came into the world to testify to the truth. Join me in this quest so that people living in the darkness can find me and walk in my great light. Whew. All right, we made it, you guys. Way to hang in there. That was a long one. Sorry for all the glitches and everything. You guys are real troopers. You're demonstrating patience, true patience, more than I am. You guys are actually doing better than I am with this, because many times today I was praying, Lord, help me. I am doing it again. I'm losing my patience, and I'm trying to regain composure again. And, little stuff like this just stabs away at you. And this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. You guys might be going through this here real soon, where every step you make is like impeded or resisted. I have a shattered hip and it's very hard to walk. I walk with a cane and a very bad limp. All right. It's excruciatingly painful every step I put on that hip. It lights up my sciatic from foot to the back of my head, all the way up my back, all the way up my neck into my head. So it's excruciatingly painful to walk. Feels like walking in wet cement, trying to pull your foot up out of the wet cement. And then as you finally get it released, you go to set your foot back down into wet cement, and some animal steps in front of there and you can't put your foot down. It's like each step is impeded. It's always something. I finally get out of the cement and a car pulls in front and I can't, get past it. It's always something. And God is throwing stuff at you, at me at least, thankfully. And watch out. This could happen to you and it will push your buttons way beyond what you are able to, what you thought you were able to endure. So prepare to be tested spiritually while in excruciating pain. All right. I'm just trying to tell you what to expect and watch out for. You can see our Schumann's reacting. That causes a lot of pain in people. It also causes people to lose their minds, right? Their tempers. They get angry. We've seen astronauts that went up without the Schumann resonance come back, tearing each other apart. Okay, so it really takes away, lowers your inhibitions, and makes people very violent. That's why you got to be peaceful. That's why you got to have something to fall back on. That's why you have to have a foundation. All right, it's because when those times come, you're going to need this. And thankfully, I was able to make it through this show with help, because I was out there praying before this show. Help me with this, please, Lord. Okay, it's not easy to do. What I'm going through is quite an affliction here, but I'm more than happy to endure it for you guys, because you guys are worth it. I love you all. I miss you all. God bless you all. And until my next show, I will be back. I am already back. Can't you tell?